Hey folks, welcome back to another Rob Plays, and in this episode, it's Games Week, and I've got to celebrate something from the piles of great Australian computer games, and this is of course Fist 2, developed by Beam Software, published by Melbourne House in 1986, serving of course as the follow-up to Way of the Exploding Fist, something I've covered on the channel quite a while ago. Now, you can sort of see it's not a one-on-one fighter like Exploding Fist was. Rather, it's more of an adventure. The basic scenario is that it's been a very long time since the practitioners of the Way of the Exploding Fist were all defeated in battle by a nefarious warlord who has pillaged the land and done all those kind of things. You're someone who is a distant relative of a practitioner. And so you have been tasked by your village to basically save the day, and that is to explore the lands to find I guess I'm not saving the day when that happens, but you're tasked to explore the land, find the 8 scrolls that contain some of the teachings, use them to power yourself up and become a better combatant, and take the fight to the warlord and save the day. And as you can see, it's a pretty darn tough game. Big thing is, it uses the combat system from Way of the Exploding Fist, which is a slower paced one-on-one fighter, and you're doing a lot of frequent combat. In a lot of ways, I can't help but admit it reminds me of Karateka, which again is something else I covered on the channel a very long time ago. This sort of idea of taking a martial arts fighting game, but trying to expand it to being about more than that. I think Karateka did it a lot better, in a whole bunch of reasons. And really, that's really down to its combat system. I think the combat system in Karateka was much more suited, and I've just died again, was much more suited to this kind of flow. The Fist combat system is very slow and very methodical. It's why, personally, whilst I can appreciate Way of the Exploding Fist and don't mind playing it, I kind of land on the International Karate Camp. I think the control system that Archer McLean devised there was a much nicer system than what the guys at Beam put together. But anyway, I was able to defeat this guy before, but as you can see, it sort of randomizes things a bit. And I did now. So, big difference is obviously where Fist was a, sort of half point, full point attack system. Here it's more of energy. So you've got the little scroll at the lower left representing your chi, which will slowly recover, and you can increase your max by meditating at temples, which I've not found yet in playing. As you can see, this is ridiculously hard. But anyway, so we've gotten into this spot, and it's kind of a little weird just because of the whole your combat mechanics are. So I've got to punch through that wall, which got me stumped for a while. I didn't realise you could punch through walls. And you can see my health ticking up, which is very handy because I'm going to move to another section. There's going to be another person, and I haven't been able to defeat them so far. Anyway, let's go down. I think there we go. So compared to Fist, this did not rate well in the magazines. I know Zap gave it a pretty horrendous review back in the day, and dead again. Zap gave it a fairly horrendous review back in the day, and I can see why. Part of it is the presentation. Like, you literally saw it there, it went game over and restarted. I think that's a bit rough. You really kind of feels a little amateurish. There are also some weird bugs, which I've not encountered yet, but I've heard about, like, enemies appearing and not really being able to fight them. So, a lot of weird things like that. And I will admit, I think the Fist control system, whilst being great for a one-on-one fighter is potentially a little overwrought for this kind of exploration game. You know, you can sort of see that the battles can drag on a fair bit, which is a bit of a shame. Kind of like the idea of having things flow just a little smoother. You know, it gets you into the zone a bit more, and that's always something good with a game, especially when it's as, you know, when it's as involved as this is. You know, the inlays talk about 100 screens. This scrolling is bothersome, I have to admit. And the controls, it sort of chugs. Like, there are bits where you'll see you will basically be standing still whilst the screen's catching up, and it's, I don't know, it feels a bit irritating after a while, because it's like, it's a shame. It's irritating because really it's sort of the pacing. I mean, I actually don't mind if the game was slower paced, and you know, I think it's kind of healthy for, you know, for there to be a mix of good pacing in games. They kind of wish, but because you've got the sort of plodding pace of movement, then you've got the more plodding, and then you've got the combat being slower, more technical. I think it works against it on a number of levels. Good. Finally got that one down. Let's keep exploring. Okay, down the ladder. Let's see, is there anything more? No. Just a ladder. And a ladder. Ooh. Spooky. I love that foreground display there. And there's a ladder. Love the way in those caves that there was the foreground. What happens if I go here and go? Okay. Ooh. That's where I was before. Well, there's a shortcut. Oh no. Maybe that's actually a different room. There we go. Yeah, we are on a different thing because there's a bit more traveling. Ooh. We got something. Shiny. I wonder if we go down here. There we are, getting up in the caves, yep. Alright. Ah, I can see the water trick. So I'll keep playing this for a bit more, then I'll switch over to a quick look at the tournament. So there is the B-side, which is basically an enhanced, altered up version of Way of the Exploding Fist, which is a good way to, you know, play off a friend or get some practice for the main game itself. So I'll show that afterwards, just so you can see how things have changed. Ooh. Oh. Oh no. So let's keep going. Ooh, my energy's restoring, which I really need as I move through this. Here's a ladder. Ooh. You really do want to get your map out here while I keep going through. Ooh, that's not good. Alright, you can sort of see the gist of what Fist 2 is. Slower paced exploration and combat makes for an interesting experience. What I think I'll do now, like I said, is I'll cut over to show you Fist 2 Tournament. You can see how just the standalone fighting mode works, and and then we'll call it a video. So let me load that up and I'll be back in a tick. Okie dokie, so here we are with Fist 2, the tournament, the B-side, if you will. This is essentially a remixed version of what came in the main, but really it's a remixed version of Way of the Exploding Fist, which does have 2-player support, and it's pretty much as you expect. The one big difference is, and the one thing that kind of makes it worth checking out, even if you are a bit of a fist aficionado, is it's the way the basic mechanics work. So, in Way of the Exploding Fist, much like Karate Champ and the original International Karate, when you landed a blow on your opponent, you got a full point or a half point. Here with the Fist 2 tournament mode, you can see in the corner that both myself in the top left and my opponent in the top right have a numerical value. It's much like, the way you're fighting enemies in the main game of Fist 2, where you are, you're weakening their energy. So you start with 127 hit points, and you work it down to 0. Which I think is an interesting thing to do to remix the formula, but it's a bit limited, because you can see, they've obviously not, I don't know whether it was sort of a last minute B-side to include this in the actual game. Oops. I always get my jumpings wrong in Fist. But I don't know whether it was a last minute B-side to include it, but I don't know whether it's technical reasons with just the way the game is running, but it doesn't really offer the it would have been nice if it had the style of score. The energy bars were kind of like what you got in the main Fist 2 game, so it sort of feels that it's a bit of an afterthought. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it's one of those things that can feel a little underwhelming, perhaps. Oh, 5 seconds, and he's down. Nice. Okay. One thing I do love, and you would have seen it in the first bit when demo mode was rolling, but this second, the environment, that it's actually obscuring the lower halves of the combatants. It does make it a challenge to fight through. I've beaten this chap once in the past. Come on, flip. And you can see already he's doing a fair bit of damage. He's already done a fair bit of damage to me now. Oh, 55 to 97. 55. Come on. Oh, 47. He's got me. But I have been able to beat him once. Oh yeah, did a nice little leg sweep there. Sweep the leg. It's really a case of, oh no, I'm done for now. I'm done for. Even if I'd like to be able to even if I ran out of time, he still would have won because he had more damage on me than I had on him. So that's a game over. Much like the original Fist, you actually do have 2-player support, so you can do this up with a friend. And something, I don't know if it's something I noticed or I haven't played Fist in a long time and didn't realise it did it, but when you turn around, so watch, I'll turn around now. There's something about the animation that doesn't look right there, and I don't know if that is, something the original Way of the Exploding Fist did as well. I haven't played that in forever, probably since I originally covered it. No, I had to grab footage when I was on a PAX panel. And being at this episode, as you see, it will be during Games Week, that felt oddly appropriate. Anyway. I mean, I'll admit, I've grown to appreciate Way of the Exploding Fist. I've mentioned it, I'm sure I mentioned it in the original Fist video, but also when I did International Karate. I sort of prefer the flow of the controls of International Karate. I much prefer. While I can appreciate the deliberate nature of how Fist works, International Karate's flow just means a lot more to me. Alright, now on to my Nemesis. I can't remember how far I can get in fist anyway. Ooh, got a hit. Got 2, 3. Okay, just dance around him. That's all I can really do with this guy, is dance around him. Because I've got the advantage right now in that I've done more damage to him than he's done to me. So this puts me in a position that if I hold out for the next 30 seconds, I can win. Yes. So you've just got to find, you got to find your right tactics for these fighters, And this stage, of course, is just that much harder because you've got the water to deal with, where you can't actually see. You can't sort of see what they're. Oh, I think I'm going to win this one by running the timeout, which I'm okay with, 47. Yeah, I beat that stage. Excellent. So now I'm on. I've got to do that again. Hopefully, see if I can actually. Hopefully see if I can, Ooh, that was close, but I still going. Oh yeah, nice hit in the back. Turn around. Ah, damn it, he got a nice aerial hit on me. So he gets a nice jump kick to the head. Ooh. Okay. Ah, I'm done for. Darn it. I am done for here. Because even if I wait it out, I've got to eliminate, 30 odd points of damage in 10 seconds. 20 odd points. And I'm done for anyway, because he's got me down to 1 point. Well, I might do another round after this, but let's do one more round. I think there's not much else to show here with the tournament mode. So one more round and we'll call it a video. Ooh, wow, he did whopper damage to me right away. It's got the sound, you've got the nice, atmospheric music. Brennan's music is quite nice. You've got those crunchy samples. Ooh, this trap has been quite painful. Oh, my roundhouse kick didn't work so well. Ooh, we're close now. Okay, flip it over. Turn around always gets me confused because, it's fire in the direction you want to face. I don't know, I always seem to miss the timing up with that jump kick. 12 seconds left. Yeah, and he's down. 8 seconds doesn't get me a lot of points, but it gets me something. Now, I don't know if it's just an artifact of the way, the change from a sort of continuous energy system, a sort of pause bout system that Fist uses to the energy system used here. But sometimes it feels like the hits don't connect properly. I don't know if you've seen that whilst I've been playing, but it's something I've certainly felt. Ooh, that was close. Okay. Ooh, we're close now, you sucker. Ooh, I'm winning. Can I hold the next lead? Alright. 41. 29. 17. 11. 5. And he's down. I didn't have to do the clock this time. Nice. Nice. Let's see if I can beat number 4. And then hopefully we'll see the third bit of scenery. Can't remember how many pieces there are in Fist compared to IK. Because IK, of course, has 4 per load. But of course, you know, International Karate, of course, has the B side where you have the 4 different sets. Ooh, come on back. Forward. Turn around. 40 seconds left, and he's at 79 points. Okay. Damn, he's closed the gap. No, he's in the lead. Son of a... Okay, 67. Gotta try and just... Can do this. No, I don't think I can do this. 47. Ooh, I am. I did it. Nice. Third backdrop. Ooh, nice. And the border coloured. Or is that reflected I became second down? I don't know. Oh well. Let's want this fella. Seems to... Oh, he's doing a good job on me. I'm really impressed with the backgrounds here. Like I love that water effect that was in the that previous environment where this one seems to like to sweep the leg. Ooh. Oh, 15. I'm done for. Oh well. Got to see the third background at least, so I'm happy enough with that. 81. Yeah, 4. Come on, get out of there, get out of there, get out of there. 3, 2, 1. At least I survived. I'm pretty happy with that. So that is the tournament part of Fist 2, and in effect, I'm going to wrap up the video here. I hope you enjoyed this look at it. I know Fist 2 doesn't get the rep, doesn't have, quite frankly, not quite the game the original way of explaining Fist is, but I do appreciate what it tried to do in its own right of being a more adventure-y, more slower paced kind of experience. So I hope you enjoyed the look. Thank you all very much for watching.